Hi, friends, I'm Eralia, and welcome back into the Eralia Show, a space where I talk about whatever the fuck I want, whatever the fuck I want. I hope you are having a pleasant day. That's right, I said it. Good fucking morning. I hope you're having a pleasant day today. Whatever season of life you find yourself in at this moment, I hope you take a second to breathe and to hear the words I am saying, to take a deep breath, inhale, hold it for a second. Just imagine yourself smiling. Give yourself a cheeky little smile. Give yourself a cheeky little smile, all right? The universe is going to appreciate it. Just give yourself a little smile if you're at your office or if you're taking a walk or you're cleaning your house. Like, no one's watching, no one's looking. Just smile, okay? Smile to yourself because today is going to be a good day for us. Thank you for taking time out of your day to have this conversation with me, to share today's space, to share today's conversation. I think it's going to be a good one. I really love talking to you all, and I'm excited to talk about visualization today and some techniques to continue bettering ourselves and to continue visualizing the life that we want for ourselves, our loved ones, for finding our purpose and our journey and our quest in this world, searching for meaning. Yeah, maybe we won't discover all of that in a short podcast episode, but we can sure do our darndest and try to at least smile and work our way there one episode at a time. So thank you all for joining me here today. Today is actually the last day of May in 2026, which is bizarre because I feel like this year both simultaneously. That's a juxtaposition. Whatever. Contradiction. Words are hard. It just started, but also I feel like this year has been dragging on for years. I don't know if anyone else is experiencing the same feeling that I'm feeling about this year, but it has definitely been a year of transformation for myself. A year of change for sure, a lot of introspection, a lot of shifting and seeing the world around me. So that might have something to do with the way time is moving right now. Yeah, let me know if you guys are experiencing anything similar because it has been bizarre. But I will say life has improved drastically when I have started smiling at people on the street and actually just exuding kindness and joy again, even though the world can be a dark and scary place and dark and scary things happen to ourselves, to people around us, to our loved ones, even though things can be terrible. Finding reasons to stay positive has been a wonderful quest that I have undergone this year, and I have no regrets. And I'm excited to continue that momentum moving forward for the second half of the year. And today, since we're almost at the halfway point for the year, it's funny that I talk about transformation and how this year has been very much so like reaping the fruit, feeling growth, feeling like we're moving. It's just this momentum. Maybe it's potential energy that will transform into kinetic energy. It's just sitting there and it's waiting to grow. Because today is actually a blue moon, which only happens every 2 to 3 years. And it is when a full moon occurs twice in a single month or a season, which is a powerful omen, powerful catalyst for change. Its rareness normally symbolizes heightened intuition. It's like a cosmic bonus round for personal growth, for change. And so I think that's just another little fun universal indicator that we are all moving, we are all capable of change, becoming the change we wish to see in the world, one little smile at a time. Cheesiness aside. Yeah, so I'm going to light an incense for us in the spirit of today's conversation and the spirit of growth and change. May this new blue moon, this rare occasion, uh, signify new beginnings for us all and good fortune to you all. We can sit together for a second, and as we started the last episode, just breathe together, just be present in this moment to exist, as we're on this journey of discovery of ourselves, of discovery of existence on this earth together. It's truly so special, and to just relax. No one's No one's attacking you right now, unless you're listening to this podcast and someone's attacking you. Please call for help. Hopefully, no one's attacking you right now as you're listening to this. So just take permission to, roll your shoulders back, unclench your jaw, unshrimp yourself if you're shrimped and sagging over a desk, okay? Just take a second to let the universe just flow through you, let the air flow through you, whether it's office air or you're sitting outside or you're in your car. Roll your window down a little bit, just look outside, take in your senses, take in the world around you. What are you wearing? What's its texture? What are you smelling? What are you hearing? Let's be super present in this moment, because right now what we're actually doing is, with every sense that you are currently activating, we are going to use these skills, and we're going to hone those skills of attention to detail, because we are going to apply them to our visualization techniques, okay? So the last few episodes, it has been actually almost exactly a month since I made my Quantum Leap episode, and I went fully off the rails with the crazy woo-woo stuff, okay, on the channel. I've always been crazy, make that known, okay? But I listened to some videos, and I really made this intentional leap forward into a space where I wanted to dive into spirituality, existence, meaning, manifestation, just realizing what fuels my soul and what makes me tick. Just getting down to the bottom of it, because I was tired of not knowing who the fuck I was. It was exhausting. It's exhausting living every day not knowing who you are, where you belong, why you are where we are, why we spawn where we spawn. There's so many questions that we don't have answers to. So the least we can do is just take a second and try to make meaning of it and be nice people, right? And so a month ago, I made my leap into the quantum leap and into that intentional journey. And since then, I wanted to talk to you guys a bit about the feedback that I have noticed of myself and how this has been going for me a month in, and how I have made changes to better my life. And in this spirit of this blue moon and transformation, we can maybe even collapse time further and become even better humans on this planet together, and achieve our hopes and dreams, and help those around us achieve their hopes and dreams, okay? So, since May 3rd, okay, almost a month ago, I decided to journal every day, and that has been super helpful, okay? So I decided to journal. I think there's been a handful of days that I haven't, due to time constraints or just mood or energy or whatever. Other plans. I couldn't find 10 minutes in my day. Okay, sue me. Not perfect. However, a considerable increase from the 0 that I was doing previously, because I had been avoiding it, because I don't know about you guys, but when I'm feeling a certain way, it's a lot easier for me to be avoidant and to not have a conversation with myself, and not just, call it silly, but not just freaking crack open a journal and actually get in touch with my feelings. Crazy concept. If you don't know where you are at in this world and you are still figuring it out, and you have a lot of questions and you feel this unrest and unsettled feeling, a good compass, a good North Star could be just talking to yourself and the world around you. Because you can yap your ear off to friends, family, loved ones, a Discord server, whoever it is in the world, but sitting down and having that intentional time with yourself and just letting the energy flow and letting the journal prompt flow. It doesn't have to be anything elaborate. It's not something that you're trying to publish in a paper. It's just free-form thoughts with yourself for pages. We're talking not just a silly little, today I ate my oatmeal. If that's what it starts as, okay? If it starts with, today I ate my oatmeal and went for a walk and I am happy and grateful for the universe, that's fine. That's a really great starting place to go from 0 to exercising, learning how to write again, because nowadays we just type everything. You can do this digitally, but I prefer handwritten, because you can really feel, and you can't get distracted and open any new tabs or anything. You just feel yourself and your emotions that are coursing through you, right? And so then it just became from, one page to a few pages. And then I just realized over the course of the month that I had become a lot more aware of how I'm feeling in a day and time, and how my body is feeling. So like when my energy shifts when I'm talking to someone, or how words make me feel, or how I make myself feel when I talk down to myself about not accomplishing like a video or something during the week, or not or how like when a coworker says something to me, or anything really, just becoming so much more in tune with the world around me. That was a huge step forward. And my body as well. So like I took a rest from the gym because I have always been a super hard charger, at least for the last 5 to 10 years. I've been a hard charger with athletics, getting to the gym every day, making sure I get my workout in. And I realized that my body actually, it's been doing, she's been doing great. She's been serving me relentlessly, whether I give her rest or I don't. And that's something that I've been so appreciative of this month, of finding space, not just for criticism, but for gratitude of my loved ones, of the people around me, just people at the grocery store, finding gratitude for my own body and the things that it's endured and the things that I have done. And now being more in tune with if I'm tired, if I need rest, realizing that I didn't really want to hit the gym for half the month because I actually found time and I was sleeping and prioritizing other things. And then after about like a week off, I don't know, a week or two, whatever, the first quarter of the month, the first week of the month, then I reset. I did a hard reset, right? I cooked. I finally found time to make food and wasn't just Uber Eatsing all the time, or like, yeah, buying Panda Express and calling it meal prep. Seriously, sometimes we can all be in the trenches, okay? Literally, like, just making it work, just feeding myself. I went and intentionally cooked for myself, lessened my caffeine intake, and then I was like, all right, my body wants to move. And that's when the next week I journaled about it, and I was like, you know what? I'm not a failure because I didn't go to the gym. I'm not a failure if my body starts to look and feel different because I didn't go to the gym or whatever. I started doing yoga and stretching and like Pilates type movements that made me feel like I was out, because my body had been breaking down. Oh, and something that I just didn't even realize. Like my mental health had been deteriorating from, war and military and stuff. Say what you will. I'm gonna shrug it off because that could be a whole nother discussion. But we're not here for that today. We're here for visualization. Okay, so I had just, like I said, my body's just been a vessel. It's just been going. It's like a horse that you don't bring to the stable to take care of. I have just been going, and surviving. And so my mental health, sitting and journaling, and actually not just talking the talk, but walking the walk. Because on this show, I talk about how you need to be so aligned and in tune with who you are. And then I realized that I was misaligned from that myself. And so that helped align me with my future self, with my hopes and dreams, and feeling like I'm actually moving somewhere that I want to be. And I actually am somewhere where I want to be. I looked back at old vision boards and I was like, wow, I actually have achieved a lot. And I'm actually really proud of where I am and versus where I was. And my body had been breaking down. Like my shoulders have a bunch of issues, back, whatever, my neck, my back, doesn't matter. Insert whatever ailments that you find yourself and what you have experienced yourself. I was like, I'm actually going to try to start moving my biological clock backwards. And obviously there are extents to this, so I can make caveats about every single thing I say. Go seek mental help if you have severe mental health concerns. Go seek severe physical help where you can and where you are able to if you have severe physical health concerns. I'm talking like I got a lot of tendonitis, I got a lot of itises going on, okay? And so I was like, this isn't unsustainable, because if I keep just trudging forward like I'm a fucking like workhorse, then this is not gonna last. Okay, I'm gonna be like broken by the time I'm 30. And so I just did stretching and intentional like breath work to lower and regulate my fucking nervous system, and stretch work to like get my joints feeling okay. And then after we got all of that, this is like now we're talking towards the last end of the month. So physical work, mental work with the journaling, things actually literally like I think the quantum leap happened and I was like, hi. And I was like, yeah, I've decided that future me is speaking to present me. And like, there's millions of versions of ourselves, and we just have to pick the version of ourselves that I want to be. You know, I just chugged the Delulu juice, and I was like, we're fucking doing it. I listened to the right algorithm set of YouTube videos, and I was like, this is it. This is happening. And it got me along for a handful of days, but how do you sustain it? And so the trend that I realized through doing all this work, even though it was bit by bit, it was like day by day by day by day. And it's like, oh my God, who wants to fucking do that? Who has time to sit around and stretch and to journal and like, oh my, okay. You can find time. Because if I can find time, you can find time. And I did it. And I realized that it was beautiful and wonderful and everything that I needed to be, because I had been like, we're just we're gonna close the loop on the whole burnout thing. But that's the biggest thing that my quantum leap taught me, is that I need to learn balance in the present in order to sustain myself and to actually work towards my hopes and dreams. Because working at 10% reservoir and working from this critical state of burnout is not sustainable to actually working towards something and something where I want to be. I can't align. I can't listen to myself. I can't even know where I want to be if I can't hear myself think, because I'm constantly in overdrive. And so a visual representation of something that I ended up journaling this last week, where I just felt happier as a person. The trend was that I just felt better overall. Like, I had been in a super, super dark, depressive state, and finally went to therapy again, and war and military and stuff, right? We're just gonna keep calling that like the war. Just the war. We'll just call all my service related traumas the war. Okay. But like actually addressing those things. And what I realized was, like, I had been going at this like super low frequency. So the visual representation I drew from the last week was low frequency, low, chicken scratch, and then high. Like, imagine a mountain and peak for the amplitude of the wave that we're drawing, okay? And so that amplitude peak represents when I would surge and actually have energy to do stuff, like when I am able to kick it into gear and record a video. And then the rest of my life is just like a heartbeat going out, like beep, you know? And the last few weeks I've just been intentionally mellowing it out, which sometimes means less recording, sometimes means less of this, more of that. It truly just level set and created more of a sustainable roller coaster, not where I'm just like flat. Oh shit, there's a hill. Oh shit, there's a mountain. Oh shit, we're jumping off of it. Okay, back to normal. And so I'm gonna drink my coffee. Hold on. We're on to something. We're cooking here. Grab a notebook, because now we're gonna get into the whole visualization exercise stuff, all right? So, learning balance, learning to create a space for myself where I have an infinite well that I can draw from when it comes to creativity, or actually sitting down and planning out my goals for like work, right? That work project you're working on, or that trip that you've been planning for years and you can't actually like get the beans to sit down and do the thing, or you want to start streaming, or you want to write a book, you just can't get to it because you're like, where do I pull this energy from? Where do I get it? We don't have more hours in a day. We don't have more energy than we already have in the tank. So how can you make micro adjustments in your life in order to align with accomplishing those things and doing all those things? Making your successes and making your dreams more attainable by creating more energy within yourself, by balancing the scales of your daily life. In the long run, I think is the goal there, okay? And then, like I said, the side effects of that are beautiful. The side effects of regulating, and despite the quantum leap, we'll get into how, like, I said the word quantum leap, and I talk about the mental, the physical, the higher, like the planes, the universe, the God, the propelling of like nature's force and stuff. If we put all that aside, there's psychology there as well as to why this stuff actually can work if you just let it. If you stop being a non-believer, if you just let it, you don't have to go as far as to believe in the universe and God and divine purpose and all of that, okay? We don't have to make it a whole, like, Game of Thrones situations. I just watched the Knight of the Seven Kingdoms or whatever. It was a great show. I really liked it. But you don't have to be like born to be the dragon, okay? But there is neuroscience and psychology, which is what I actually also started studying this month because I was like, why did I feel so high when I decided that like there's a version of me out there that has what she wants? And I reversed and worked backwards from it. So yeah, I just became happier as a byproduct. In the last week, I noticed just a higher baseline of operations. Like but it wasn't just like a fake it till you make it, which is what kind of it started out. So it's like, I'm just gonna be nice. I'm just gonna smile at strangers. I'm gonna be a nice little guy, which I do that anyways. Okay, but depression sucks and will kick it out of you sometimes. All right. I just became a nicer person, and more opportunities honestly just started opening for me, and more energy in myself did actually start happening. So I might have not recorded as much as I was when I was like actually this month I recorded a fuck ton. Honestly, I had so much more energy because I was just excited. I recorded a lot more. No, I was just talking about this past week specifically, but net positive, I was able to record a lot more because I just felt more fulfilled in my daily life and more balanced. I also worked on my musical album, and I made now I have 4 or 5 drafts of songs from fucking nowhere. I don't even know how to make music. I just it just happened. And even though I sat down once a week to make music, it was more than 0, and so music started happening. Today, actually, I don't know, maybe it's the blue moon energy and transformation and stuff. I talked to you guys in the last episode a week ago today about how I used to be a marathon runner, and I used to run a lot, and I used to train. I decided that I wanted to just fucking do it again. And maybe not like a marathon, but I decided that I loved the strength and being able to get up and just run. And so yesterday, here we get into the visualization. This is a perfect segue, okay? We've wrapped up the loop on the actual work that I put into sustaining a quantum leap, and hopefully we can read between the lines where it takes working intentionally day by day in the little moments of your life, whether it means cleaning off your crafting desk a little bit every single day, or whipping out your notebook to journal or to draw or to write your project management for whatever it is you want to do for renovating your house. Make it apply to yourself day by day. Physical, mental, work on all the houses, your physical, your mental, your spiritual house, whatever you need to do inside that you've been lying to yourself about and you've been neglecting, that little dust cobweb closet of your mind, start unpacking it. Not all at once, but just day by day by day by day. And at first it's going to be a bitch, and you're going to be like, this isn't working. Oh my God, I just quantum leaped. Why am I not just happy all the time? I decided that I'm going to get everything I want. Why am I not happy? Work, bitch, work. It takes work. And so with quantum leaping and visualization, something that I did this morning was I went out and I ran 4 or 5 miles. Now one can argue, oh, she's in the military, she has to be in shape. I said that last episode too. Okay, I'm not gonna censor myself entirely, okay? Sometimes I have to censor myself because I'm in the government and because I don't like bringing my life too much to the channel, and I just keeping things good vibes. But I'm not gonna bring a caveat in for every single little thing, okay? Sure, more in shape than the average Joe, and I used to run, so it's not like, you've never run a day in your life? Get out there and go run 4 miles, all right? I'm just saying, something that I used to do, and I decided that I want to do it again, and I want to be able to have that strength and feel strong. Something just for me. For me. It's not for you. It's not for the internet. It's not for whatever. I posted a story about it because you're gosh darn right. I was proud of myself. But how did I do it if I haven't run that far in years? I've run a little bit, so like I said, don't make this a safety hazard for yourself. You're like, oh, I haven't done gymnastics in 10 years. Let me just whip out a back handspring, and then you fucking break your arm. Don't do that. Please, dear God. And also stay sober when you do it, because we don't need any liquid courage or anything else coming into the mix, and then you just end up with a concussion. You're like, well, this YouTuber told me to. Anyways, I digress, okay? I was like, I'm gonna fucking get up, and I'm just gonna go run 4 to 6 miles, and we're just gonna see how it goes, all right? What I did yesterday, though, was with the quantum leap, which is actually, that's the quantum mysticism about the universe constantly moving and how there's objects in motion, and then there's a reality of yourself that exists that has everything that you want. And you have to tap into that force and exude that force every day, because you could read a book about being a great investor or the make your bed every day book. And you're like, that's a load of baloney. What does that person know? But if you actually every single day, I'm not saying if you make your bed, you'll be a millionaire, but it is the small steps in the example of this last month and me feeling like a regenerated new version of myself just from really being intentional and actually trying, guys, to be nicer to myself, people around me, and becoming more of the person that I want to be in a sustainable way. That is the quantum mysticism is actually in the psychology space neuroplasticity, which is training and forming synapses in your brain that actually create physical change. So wiring your brain in a spiritual way, whether it's God or your purpose or whatever it is, your brain is silly. Our brains are silly. They're complex creatures, but they ultimately can't tell. You'd be like, well, my brain can tell. Can't tell the difference between what they're actually experiencing or what you tell them they're experiencing. What your brain. And so when you introduce a new behavior or a new belief, you physically strengthen new pathways in your brain to work together. And what you practice is what you know. How you practice is how you play. And so what visualizations and all the, girls with their vision boards do, and what I actually did for this run that I went on today, and then what I did, I realized, I sat down and I realized how hard I visualized a year ago to be where I am today, and that's introduced a lot of gratitude as well. If you think back to what you really wish you had, maybe not, maybe you're not exactly where you want to be from a year ago, but 5 years ago, 10 years ago, you look back and imagine and visualize like where you want it to be. And if you've never done this before, that's okay. This is a perfect time to start, and we'll all help you along the way. Visualization is a beautiful way to exercise your mind and mentally rehearse who you want to be and the life that you want to live. And so a year ago, before I got into the woo-woo, before I put together the meaning of the universe, before I awoke, okay, I was like, I want like these kinds of people in my life. I so desperately want a community. I so desperately want to be loved. I so desperately wanted to be supported. I desperately wanted to live in a location that has access to water because I was in the desert. And so I was just like I seriously, because I didn't know where I wanted to be in life. I was just very lost and living day to day. And because it was difficult. I've been displaced for the last 5 years. Like I was deployed to the Middle East. I was deployed doing crazy NATO stuff. I've been just like all over the place. I've been like just mentally displaced. And so I finally sat down and I like journaled a little bit, just a little bit. I just opened the journal and I was like, what? One can call it prayer, one can call it manifestation. When I built my vision board and like I just like was praying, I went to church and I was finally just searching. I was like, please tell me where I want to be. And so in my heart of hearts, I just knew I wanted to be loved, I wanted to be supported, and I wanted to feel those feelings and be near water. And looking back from a year ago, I have exactly those things. Like I have friends again. I have formed, silly as it may be, I just got here, but like some roots a little bit, and I'm near water, which makes me so happy. And it's crazy just to think where you were and where you are now, and then where you could be if you mentally visualize and put yourself in a space where you are that person that achieves everything that you wanted. And when I started the quantum series a month ago, I was like, is it actually the new car that you want, or the new job that you want? And you can't just be attached to the item itself, because if I was like, I just want to be near water and I'll be happy, that is not a sustainable Unless that's like the cure all for all your problems and you're like, fuck, I'll be happy. And then, like, boom, that's literally it and you fix yourself. But oftentimes, the thing that you seek is not actually like the physical item, it's the feeling and the association around it. And that's how visualization is so powerful to create your life around you. And so, whether it's visualizing where you want to live and what you want your friend group to look like, and what you want your hopes and dreams to be, and what it feels like hitting 100,000 subscribers or whatever your goal is, like, or running 4 miles to feel strong. Yesterday, okay, I haven't run 4 miles in a while, wasn't sure how it was all going to go out, but I knew it was going to succeed. I wasn't sure, wasn't 100%, because you never know. It's been a while. I was rusty and crusty. But I sat down and I was like, and I told myself this all afternoon and evening. I was drinking water. I was hydrating. I was like, I'm going to run tomorrow. I'm going to run and I'm going to finish the 4 miles. This is how I'm going to be feeling when I'm running. I want to feel strong. I want to feel like I did it. I want to channel how I felt when I used to be a runner. And it wasn't because of the running. It was the mental clarity. I was like, when I was in my marathon era, I was in college. And so it was always like the hardest thing that I had to do that day, besides, writing crazy ass papers and stuff, was I knew I would just go out and on my lunch break, I would just crank out 6 miles. I would just do an hour-long run over lunch, shower, and then get back to class. Like, I just was in this momentum where I could just do it and it didn't feel hard. And that's the energy that I channeled. I was like, I just want to feel strong and on top of it. And like, it's not that difficult, because it wasn't for me. And that's the visualization that I sat through, and you have to be really methodological about it. And the exercise that we did when we started this episode, how is it going to feel? How are the elements going to feel? What are you going to smell? What does your mouth taste like? I don't know. However deep you want to go into this feeling is truly the headspace that you need to go in order to form those neural pathways and to create that stretch, that neuroplasticity, and solidify those emotions and solidify that you can physically do the hard thing. And this is something that a lot of professional athletes use, a lot of athletes, as well as military people. So like in special operations units and musicians, not just physical, but like the mental practice of forging those pathways and just practicing visualizing success. And defeat is a great defeater, a great opponent of imposter syndrome, where if you think like, oh, that person, like, I could never get published. How am I supposed to just like submit my draft to an agency, to submit my draft to a paper, to talk to my boss and have that conversation about a raise, or talk to my partner about like financially doing a new financial budget, or like us getting that new car, or insert your case scenario. But the two types of visualization that I would be most likely to employ practicing is, we go all the way back to for my example of changing my life and like my friends, and just the visualizing the life that you want to live and how you would feel, how it would feel to wake up and be near water. How does that feeling feel for me? Because as a kid, I would go and see water every summer and be near water, and it made me feel so alive and free and connected with nature and the great expanse, and so motivating and relaxing, and it truly like calmed my nervous system. That was such a great escape, and so I want that feeling. It's not being near the water. It's not having friends to take pictures with for the internet. It's feeling that support, having people to call, having people for your highs, the good, bad, the ugly, hitting 100,000 subscribers. It wasn't about having a bunch of people on my YouTube channel. Like, it's never been about anything like that. It's about having a connection, having people to share experiences with for games and movies, so I don't have to be alone. And no one has to truly be alone we can all feel connected. And so with this run, we've gone through this. However, but it's not the running. It's not that I love moving my legs a lot. I'm not into repetitive actions for hours. Why did I run marathons? Not because I'm a freak. No offense if that's like you're up your alley and you really love running. I don't think it was the running. It was the freedom that I felt when I ran, and the freedom in my mind, the freedom of experiencing nature and the weather and just unplugging for a while and feeling strong and like I could do the hard thing. And so that's something I'll leave you with, the visualization of taking a deep breath and untensing your shoulders, roll them up, back, and then relax them. Wiggling your fingers, whether you're sitting upright, crisscross applesauce, or you're standing, or you're laying down, just submitting yourself to the air around you and the space that you are occupying, wherever you may be, or if you're just driving, be careful, don't close your eyes, okay? Just allowing yourself to feel present where you are, where you would want to be, and be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself. This is an unfiltered space. I want to be a fucking astronaut. All right? I want to be a fucking ballet dancer. I don't care if you haven't danced a day in your life. Here's where the haters come in. Well, if I've never danced... Oh my gosh, I got some crazy... I always get some crazy shit. Well, to be a marathon runner, you got to quit your job, or you got to have a job that allows you to... Like, what are we talking about? When I was running marathons, I was waking up at 3 a.m. before school. I was running during my lunch breaks. I was running on my weekends. Like, if you really don't want to do something, or if you really want to be a hater, you can find any reason under the sun to not do something, or to tell someone to not do something, or to not pursue your passions. Like, it's really easy, actually, to not do hard things. You just don't do them. But I don't think that's who you are, and I don't think that's the kind of people who listen to this content are. I don't think that's who you are at your core. I think that if you're still listening to this episode, and anyone who... Oh, hi, Loki. My cats are here. Anyone who wants to make changes in their life, and they're just curious about what we're talking about here, and they believe in themselves, and they believe in doing things and just making things happen in their lives and the people around them's lives. I don't think that's your mentality. And I don't think you're just going to say, well, I just can't do it. You don't have to make money from being a ballet dancer, unless that's your dream. But just put it out there. Journal about it when you have time. If you don't have the whole hand and paper and the journal thing, you can do it on your notes app on your phone. Just journal about it, and then meditate and get into a state where you just feel like vulnerable and at peace, at one with the space around you. And then visualize how that thing would make you feel. Visualize how it feels to do that thing and to be the version of yourself that does those things. And if you had asked me a month ago if I could just get up and go and run 4 miles, or write a song, or any of the things that I have felt and accomplished in this month, then I don't think I could have truthfully told you that I could do any of those things. So proof is in the pudding. Talk the talk, but also walk the walk, that you can do it. I can do it. I did it. You can do it. I believe in you. You have the power in your heart. And so the first one is just the standard visualization, manifestation, visualization. You fucking got this. All your senses. Back to basics. This is your tutorial right now. I'm really excited for you to go on this journey and to feel that experience and do the science, do the scientific thing of tricking your brain and working with your brain, who we are so thankful for, right? In actually achieving your hopes and dreams, and be so grateful for your body and everything it's been through and everything it's going to take you through in this journey ahead. Now, the second version of visualization is the obstacle version of visualization. So if you're a naysayer, all right, this is a good one. If you're like, I can't do it. I can't do it because of this. Or what if I have creative block? Or what if I go for a run and this happens? You know, like if you're a doomer and you got a little bit of doomerism in you, we all got a little doomer in us. This is actually another super powerful visualization technique that many high achievers also use, and it arguably can be even more powerful than just straight up visualization. Okay, so bear with me here. But the obstacle visualization, or the visualization technique for doing hard things, trains your brain to be less fearful of situations you could find yourself in. And this is also used for like PTSD therapy and different sorts of therapies to overcome situations where your body feels out of control. It feels like it knows, like it's predictive, it knows what's gonna happen to it next because you've watched too many scary movies or because you've experienced it before. So it's unlearning traumas for some, or it's overcoming obstacles preemptively because if they do occur, you'll know what to do because you've wired your brain to do it, right? So the visualization isn't that when you put on your piano recital, you're gonna fail. You're not thinking, oh my God, I'm gonna fail. Oh my God, I'm not gonna hit that note. Oh my God, my voice is gonna crack. Oh my God, I'm not gonna be able to do this. I'm not gonna be able to do that. When you hear that little imposter voice in your brain thinking that you can't do it, you are going to engage your senses, just like in the original visualization technique, but you're gonna embrace the discomfort. You're going to embrace the discomfort and you are going to envision the obstacle that you are facing. And then you're going to plan and execute the plan in your mind or in your journal, in your technique to overcome it. And how would you overcome it in that moment? And you're going to act as if, I believe it's called the as if technique, as if you are a person who is unfazed by this challenge. And even if you don't feel like that person right now, we are going to train and overcome and quantum leap or execute neuroplasticity or trust in God or whatever you find, whatever bucket you find yourself in, okay? We're going to work together to execute pivots and act as if we are the type of person who can overcome that obstacle and do it anyways. So, a lot of fruits here, a lot of stuff that we talked about. We did a full after action report. We did a full debrief on how my first month since my quantum leap has gone and all of the most valuable takeaways have gone in order to building grit and building something that lasts and something that is sustainable, not just leaning into woo woo and leaning into like delusion. We are still delusional, but not solely on delusion. Actually, also believing in yourself and putting in the work to make things happen. So we debriefed that. We talked about visualization techniques, and we talked about the two kinds, visualizing and then also visualizing with obstacles if you so choose, and how we can leverage those two techniques in order to better prepare ourselves for our futures and our future selves. And I'm so excited for what these could bring you. I'm so excited for what this blue moon can bring you and what this symbolizes for the second half of your year. I'm telling you, it seems like a heavy boulder when you start pushing it because it's a lot of shit and it could take a while, but the alternative is unfavorable. And we would rather work hard. Isn't that right, Loki? He says hi. We would rather work hard to actually live in a body that we are proud to inhabit, live as people we are proud to be, surround ourselves with people we are proud of, and to just overall exist as good humans as much as possible. I hate using the good versus evil. What does it mean to be a good human? All right, answer that yourself. All right, for the next episode, right? Just to be better every day, because the alternative is unfavorable, and I believe in all of you. So thank you all so much for joining me. May blessings surround you for the second half of the year. I look forward to going down that path together, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. See ya.